the video for Alone Together was an interesting one to make. We shot it in like an abandoned LA hospital.
Is this the Scrubs hospital, this famous LA hospital that all the shows are shot in, or is it a different one?
I think American Horror Story had some scenes shot in there.
It's pretty
haunted.
scary. Like you can shoot any modern like stuff where anyone was actually being attended to by a real physician. Just like ghost doctors.
Yeah.
What were you checking out?
There's these guys just want to be in this shot.
Oh, the animals, there's geese. It
was cool though.
We're in a zoo. You guys are playing a zoo tonight. You're moving up in the world.
This was an interesting one. I mean, there were a lot of like business. Like in making the album, we decided that we were going to shoot 11 videos that are like a consecutive, like one long narrative, and so we had to do a lot of like Big Sean appears here for a second, and he's going to be in like the next video. Like there's a lot of like a lot of business had to happen, but I think that the video itself came out in a way that I think we're really proud of as a band. You never know. I think with videos, they when you finish them, they can always be 50-50, where you're like, man, this is either going to be a really great video or kind of not good at all.
Right. So. You said you
Did
got
the swan just cough?
Don't worry about the swans. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's all good. You talked about the video. You had the idea for the videos while you're making the record. So did that consciously go into the songwriting of trying to string the songs together? Not like a concept record, because it's not, but it's unless you call it a concept record.
No. I think that the idea with the videos was that it was like, oh, we can tell a story that's outside of the songs, and we can tell. Because I think in general that Save Rock and Roll is like a hopeful, has like a hopeful message, as an album. But the videos, like I was like, like as a band, we were like, oh, these could be darker. We could show a different narrative. I remember we talked about the Red Wedding episode of Game of Thrones, and just like you're like, wow, this is insane. Like I have to tune in for more of this, but it's insane that you just killed so many people that I like. Did
either of you read the books? Did you know it was coming or no?
No, reading them though. Yeah.
You're reading them?
I'm reading them now.
Are you a fan?
I have a lot of friends who've read them. Yeah. Well,
are they equally good as a show or better?
Books are better always.
The books are better always.
I mean, there's just, I really wish I would have read to the Red Wedding first before seeing it, because I think from what a lot of my friends tell me, I'm not that far yet, but there's just a lot more lead up, and it takes you by surprise a lot more. Where I think in the episode, I kind of was like, I think something really bad's gonna happen. I didn't see it going that far, but
yeah. Those guys are writing an episode of It's Always Sunny this year, which I don't know if you guys watched that show, but that's wild. Very polar opposite kind of stuff.
So D.B. Weiss and the other guy.
Everyone only knows D.B. Weiss because the name D.B., but no one knows the other guy.
Totally.
That's amazing.
Shoot.
But we're here to talk about you guys. And so you tweeted today, living the Canadian dream.
Yes.
What Canadian dream were you living today?
I feel like when living the Canadian dream for me was when we went across the border last night. I got in, and I didn't get taken off the bus and spanked. Was that the thing? That used to happen? Yeah. No. I mean, like usually, like it depends. I feel like it all depends on whether the guys are fans of ours, or they, or what kind of mood it is, or like it's like, oh, the guys in the bus, and we're like, no, we're not like guys in the bus. We like, just like kind of nerds or whatever. But it was nice. It was just like the best, like we got in very easily and got like a semi-peaceful night's sleep. And then thought about how I was gonna smash some Tim Hortons this morning when I got up. Yeah. Living the Canadian dream.
Living the Canadian dream. What's it like touring with a little guy on the road now? It's so different.
Yeah,
This must be the first tour with him, right?
Well, he's done a little bit this is the first tour where he's probably aware that he's what's going on or whatever. It's really cool. For me, it's great because then I don't think so much about, like it's tough being away from home. Like, it's kind of like, I guess after you have a kid, like, that's like the thing you get homesick for or whatever. So, like, having him out and seeing soundcheck and hanging out, and he hangs out with, like, the guys in the band, and pretty much, like, I read maybe the other day that toddlers ask about, like, 500 to 1,000 questions a day, and, like, he definitely does that, like, in the dressing room alone. Like, there's...
Oh, yeah.
Just alone by himself, just asking questions to himself?
No, he'll like, no, like, in the 500 questions alone in the dressing room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Has it changed your songwriting? It must have.
I think so, in the way that it kind of, it's, you see the world through a completely different lens in the way that, like, you think of another person before you do everything, so it has to go into the songwriting no matter what.
I'm going to segue this terribly into writing for Elton.
Writing for Elton?
Elton John.
Oh, yeah.
No, the other Elton. What? So did he come in and kind of just do what you guys told him to, or was he in the creative process with everything?
Well, I think that like we played him the song and he was into it, and Patrick flew to Atlanta to work with him. From what Patrick said, he was like, did you like how this take was, or should I do it like this? But at the end of the day, like I think he sang the words rock and roll different than like Patrick's inflections and stuff. It was almost like he thought of rock and roll in this different, like he experienced it like what rock and roll was in the 70s, whatever. It was just like a different, more awesome thing, whatever. But
you had your fun though.
You
guys had your fun.
Yeah,
Still having fun. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it was just different when you would take like.
Well, social media. That's probably one of the big differences. You can get away with more, right? Like
I think that also like
and
people are more vocal. Like, like I love this song, I hate this song, or like not more vocal, but like the minority is more vocal. So
totally.
like lovers and haters are like the loudest people on the internet, and you can definitely get caught in the rabbit hole of being like.
Either way,
either way. Like,
the
I'm
biggest
the
fan.
Or like, this is the worst thing.
It's funny. This comes up with a lot of bands in interviews lately. Do you miss that mystique? Do you wish you would have had that mystique, or is the social media thing a positive?
I mean, I feel like as a band, we were pretty early on it. Like, like we were originally on like, mp3.com and some of the earlier, like obviously MySpace and stuff, and some of the earlier social media networks. And we were actually like, I think, a band that was kind of born in like college dorm rooms and people like using their parents' computer to download music, and it was like a lot of peer-to-peer from the get-go.
Yeah, that's how I got Dead on Arrival the first time.
Totally, and it's like so for us to say that like, I mean, like there was obviously like more of a mystique. The thing that blows my mind now is like anywhere we go, it's just like people want like content, kind of, like it's like, oh, do this for our content, whatever, and it's like it's kind of cool, like I mean, it's cool that all happens. It just seems like sometimes we should just like people are like, well, what do you do for your webisodes? And we're like, dude, it's just like us goofing around. It's like the same thing we used to do when we were like 14, when we were like skateboarding, and we're like, let's film this thing. It's like so stupid. Let's film, and it's like that's like what all the content still is. It's not like, oh, we need to come up with content. Let's think of something. It's like, yo, film this stupid thing. It's like so stupid. It's just.
And the fans eat it up.
I guess so. Like or don't and think it's dumb.
But you still get the view count. The click's still there. Speaking of that, the fans liking stuff. So Pat said you guys were waiting for these songs to be ready to be played live before you were comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
What songs have worked best? What are people really connecting with on your records?
I think it depends on where we are, but it definitely, my songs Know You Did in the Dark is like kind of like a no-brainer, but songs that people have connected with on this tour, like Just One Yesterday, Missing You, Save Rock and Roll. It's really interesting to see, like when we play these shows, there's like such a big group of fans that have been around forever, but then there's like an even bigger group of people who like maybe never even got a chance to see Fall Out Boy live, so it's like, it's really interesting, and the new songs have gone over really well in most places, it seems like.
Almost better sometimes.
Nice.
Depending, yeah.
Depends. How do you guys choose a set list?
It's really more difficult now. I think that the more your catalog gets bigger, obviously you have more to choose from, like, so when we play festivals, it's like a little bit of a different, we have a shorter set, and it's more about like if we're playing with like Nine Inch Nails or Linkin Park or whoever, it's about like earning some of their fans. So like,
do you tailor a set a little heavier?
Definitely.
For that kind of so you guys think about that stuff.
Totally,
you play for the fans, not for yourselves.
Yes, definitely.
We do something called I Gotta Let You Go. So 5 quick questions, 1-word answers.
Yes.
Road or studio?
Road.
I'll say road.
Lennon or McCartney?
Everyone thinks I'm Lennon, but I think I'm McCartney.
I think I'm McCartney.
Cool. In lyrics, melody, or rhythm, what hits you first when you hear a song?
Lyrics.
Melody.
If someone's never heard Fall Out Boy, what song do they start with?
I think Dance Dance.
Save Rock and Roll.
Cool. And in 1 word, Fall Out Boy.
Best band in the whole fucking universe. See?
That's like the mic drop. Peace.
Hold on.
Here.
Here. I like
Still
that.
here. I want it to be still here.
Here.
We'll hyphenate
and then
it.
now.
Yeah. He said like 10 words.
Great, easy show.
I'll let you get away with
Thank you.
2. That's fine. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thank you.
No worries.